Hi, boxing fans. Welcome to KASPORTS. It's your boy Kofi Bashir, and today we're here again on the Monday Boxing Madness. And I'm so excited to bring to you like what's happening in the world of boxing today. Exciting weekend of boxing. We have Jovita Tank Davis in the news. We have like Benavides in the news, and in Ghana, I'll say one of the biggest names or the drawers of boxing in Ghana has tasted a defeat against a young lad coming up, and I'm going to discuss that also with you. And unbelievable scenes at the Bukom Boxing Arena over the weekend, and when Show Love eventually got his win, not in a way that we all thought could go, but I mean, the way Bullet was stopped has sparked a lot of controversy, especially whether you should even continue with boxing and a lot of things. But hey, I'll give you all those details like coming up in today's show. I also have like uh, Joventa Tank Davis in the news, like I said, and a couple of comments coming in from people in boxing, from Ryan Garcia, his number one fan who was at the ringside. We also have like Shaku Stevenson and Lomachenko and the rest of the guys also like sort of in line to fight him. We will dive into this and more after this breather. Stay with me, don't go too far, and we'll dive into the Monday Boxing Madness where we bring you boxing highlights, the schedule coming up this weekend, and of course the news that are making the headlines or the headlines that are making the news in the world of boxing. Stick and stay, don't go too far. I'm here with you. Hey, and before I go into what's today's program or schedule, I'd like you to invite you to go to our YouTube channel and then make sure you type the KA Sports and then like us or follow or subscribe to our channel. If you're also watching this on Facebook and you haven't subscribed to us yet, please do the same. Just hit the follow button or the like button and then follow and then like us. We're also streaming live on Instagram. So if you're watching us on Instagram, please make sure that you follow us or you like us, and make sure you share this video so that people around the world get to know what's happening in the world of boxing. Especially, we're trying to also get like new fans of boxing. Boxing needs some new faces, So probably your share and your like will go a long way in, maybe getting some new boxing fans like or new people to come like boxing. And more importantly, make sure you share so that like KX Sports boxing grows, because it's a platform that we use to share or talk about a lot of things happening in the world of boxing, especially in the African space. So I mean, if you share with us, or if you share us and you like us, it's gonna like increase or make us grow. So basically, make sure you subscribe and you like and you follow us on all the social media platforms. So anytime you come on here, including the Boxing Doc, who has a show on this platform every Friday talking about the African boxing of Max, you also get a notification to follow as well. But yeah, now let's dive right into it. Let's dive right into it, guys. I can't wait to tell you what's happening or what happened over the weekend. So right from the start, I'm going to talk to you about Gervonta Davis. He had an exceptional performance over the weekend. He was in the ring against Frank Martin, one of the guys that Aerospace promotes, and under the tutelage of one of the best coaches in the world, Derek James. So Frank Martin was in the ring with Gervonta Davis. And guys, before I even talk to you about it, let me just watch how the knockout came about, because he won by around 8 knockout. He predicted that he's going to stop him around 8, and that's what exactly happened. I think not just him. Ryan Garcia also predicted that the fight is going to end in round 8. Rolly Romero also had it like ending in round 8. So it feels like there's something special in the 8 that all people saw that was going to happen, and we could call it fate. But some way, somehow, Gervonta Davis was able to deliver, and he was able to stop Frank Martin in round 8. Let me just give you a peek of what happened so that you can also like get to experience or feel what I'm talking about if you didn't see the fight. that was really up and close. If you see how the knockout went, it was in a blink, an uppercut and the left hook, and man, Frank left his face wide open, and then boom, before he realized like it was a knockout. So what happened? Ryan, Frank Martin was stopped by Javonto Tank Davis in round 8, and this means that um, Javonto Tank Davis was able to, or is still the WBA lightweight champion. So uh, a lot of things like happened before the fight. The hype, or I would say like the build up to the fight night. We saw like the backflip. We saw a lot of things. You could see that he was mentally and still like he was really ready. He really wanted to go into the ring and give it a fantastic account of himself. I mean, over the period, we've seen what he's done. With some of the big names. Of course, in boxing, we saw him against Ryan Garcia, and we saw how he stopped him. And we also saw the pit bull fight. So it wasn't surprising that he was going to secure like a knockout. But if you look at the fight really well, you can say that Frank Martinez has been one of the opponents that also gave him a very good fight. He from the beginning, you could see that, or it was very clear that Martin was winning on the card. And somehow, I think around round 4, round 5, the coaches let him know that like he needs to, like fight, because he was down on the card. And we all know how Juventus Tanks does. I mean, when he hears things like that, I think so. It's sort of motivation or motivating to want to go into the ring and then deliver. And that's what he did. Exactly what he did. He went into the ring, and from the round 6 going, he started breaking Frank Martin down. You could see that Martin was like gassed out. You could see that he was sort of tired. And one of the combinations that Tank was working on before the fight started, which was like a uppercut and then the left hook. That was an exact thing that he came to the ring to replicate. So some way somehow within the round 8, he was able to execute that combination that he was rehearsing before the fight. He executed it perfectly, and he got an uppercut. And Frank Martin's eyes were like all over the world. He was like, "Where am I?" Basically, I'm not sure he even knew where he was. So, and then the boom came in, and that was it. It was a spectacular knockout, and um, like Tank, he just went to the end of the ring or the corner, and then he was celebrating the backflip, and it was just like a fantastic fight. Like he really was having a good time in the ring. Uh, he took a lot of shots, to be honest. I think one of the things that boxing people don't credit Jovetta Tank Davis is the fact that he takes a lot of punch. Like if you punch him, he's going to take it, and he's skilled. He's very talented. Like you could see as the fight progresses, he was making the adjustments accordingly to make sure that he wins the fight. These are the things that make him a very special fighter. And I mean, I don't see anybody in the world right now who wouldn't want to catch a glimpse to be able to watch Tank Davis fight live, whether it's in MGM Grand or anywhere in the world. For us, we have the television and we have like our phones to be able to watch him. So yeah, big congratulations to Javante Tank Davis for retaining his WBA lightweight championship title. And um, what does it mean for Tank? What does it mean? Because he was asking the ring what he wants next, and of course a couple of names were thrown around: Shakur Stevenson, Lomachenko, and he was like, yeah, he's ready to fight him. Like he's really, really ready to fight these names. It's not like he's scared. He's really ready and feels like he's primed enough to be able to take on these guys. But what do you think? What do you think? Do you think Gervonta Tank Davis will be able to, secure such a win against some of the opponent that he's already destroyed or faced? You think he'll be able to replicate that kind of defeat against a formidable name like Lomachenko? And how do you also think he's going to do against a fighter like Shakur Stevens, who is also very skilled and has an intelligent boxing IQ as well? How do you think Tank? What do you think are his chances when he faces any of these two names that I've mentioned? I'm talking about Lomachenko and Shakur Stevenson. But those are some of the two names that have been thrown out that he could possibly fight. And I think it's not these two fighters are not like names at all, considering that the 135 people like David Henry has already moved up. Ryan Garcia has also moved up. So maybe it will be time for Shakur Stevenson and Javante Tank Davis or Lomachenko versus Javante Tank Davis. Any of these two fighters, I think, would be like great names. But the big question is, what or how will the fight end if Tank decides to take a fighter like Lomachenko, or when he decides to fight a fighter like Vasily like Shakur Stevenson? Just go into the comment section and just let me know what you think and what you feel, and then we will take it out like from there. So yeah, on the Javante Tank Davis front, this is how it ends. We're going to move to the co-main event, which was Benavides, who was also able to secure the win. But before we talk about him, let's take a last chance to watch how Tank was able to knock Frank Martin out. Just watch this one more time. It was like 1-2, and then boom, and then they took him out of there. Yeah, so that's how it ended. Javante Tank Davis was able to still keep his WBA lightweight title. Now, moving on to another fighter who also made his debut in the 157 division. So Benavides has been calling Canelo for a very long time, and it looks like his body is not able to make the super middleweight weight again. So he decided to move up to go to the 157 division and then go compete there. And he was able to fight, or was able to get like Alexander to be able to fight and to see how he was going to feel in that particular division or in this new division that he was going in. I must tell you, it was a very cracking fight. Both fighters can really take punches because there were a lot of heavy like punches thrown in that fight, and those guys had to do that for 12 good rounds. Let me take you through to the round 12 to see how they were able to trade leather with each other and how it ended eventually. Look at this one. I'll be back with you. This was the round 12 when the final bell went for the fight, or the entire fight, to be ended. So David Benavides defeated the former world champion in Alexander Guskov by a unanimous decision. I mean, it was a very fantastic fight. Like I said, both fighters were throwing a lot of letters, and it was exciting. After 12 rounds, Benavides was able to carry the win, and I think he's announced himself properly in the division that he's here to stay and he's really there to compete. And so we'll be looking, or we'll be expecting to have some news drop from his camp very soon about who is going to fight next. So yeah, big congratulations to the man, David Benavides, for becoming the new WBC interim champion. So yeah, that's him about it. That's it about Benavides, or news coming in from the Benavides camp. It was a cracking fight, like I said. It was a very good fight. Both fighters were trading like heavy punches from the get-go, and I think, in my opinion, it was a very exciting, like co-main event. And overall, the show that PBC put out in MGM to mark the 100th century of, sorry, the 100th fight at the MGM was eventually worth it. So congratulations to David Benavides for defeating Alexander Gustav by a unanimous decision. Big congratulations to this guy. Now, I want to talk to you about one fight that happened in Ghana, that boxing, that was streamed live on KASPORTS Boxing. I mean, it was a fight that has had like a very or that has been promoted well. Let me start from this way. So, it was first of all, four of the biggest promoters in Ghana decided to come together to do the show. So that means that these promoters will put their best fighters on the card so that you can see like the best. And this show was streamed live on KA Sport. We were the official streaming partners for this particular event. And guess what? We had an amazing fight night. Unfortunately, we had a couple of distractions with the internet, but eventually we were still able to bring boxing fans to Ghana to watch boxing live from the biggest boxing arena I would say in Africa, because it's an arena built purposely for boxing. And that's in Ghana at the Bukom Boxing Arena, and it was a fantastic event put up by these four promoters: Twin Star Promoters, Ace Power Promotions, Box Office. I mean, these promoters came together to promote the fight, and at the end of the day, one of the fighters that always pulls crowd to the Bukom Boxing Arena. I'm talking about Michael One Bullet Answer, was not able to win the fight. I think it was a fight that he said that he was going to knock the guy out in round 4, but unfortunately he got knocked out in round 2. Now let me take you to that particular fight and see how Michael One Bullet Answer got knocked out. Stick with me, don't go too far. Enjoy this footage. In your shot, S Sholo. A lot of that's the name that many people in Ghana call him, but his real name is Derek Quay. So in your shot was Derek Quay securing his knockout in round 2. I mean, right from round 1, I could sense the fire in this fight. You could just see that Derek Quay wanted something, or wanted to give the fans there something different. I think at some point he was too harsh that the referee on the night, Roger Bano, shout outs to him, one of the biggest boxing referees in Ghana. So at a point, it almost looked like they were Roger Bano wanted to deduct a point from him because he was too aggressive, he was too strong, he was too tough, man, and in the process he was causing a couple of troubles for Michael Bullet Answer. But I thought it was a way that someone was trying to cool off, so that he will exhibit or show that he's I'll say or he's been there before him, sort of. But it didn't go that way. I mean, the game plan obviously from Sholov was to go into his reps and then get him by uppercut, which worked for him perfectly, because in round 2, when the fight got splitted and then Rajabano called the fight on, yeah, in a split second before we realized, a couple of combinations were being thrown in the right corner, and yeah, Michael Asa could not stand it, and he got dropped to the canvas. Look at yeah, so Michael Asa has been defeated by round 2 knockout by Derek Quay. Let the name stick with you, because I think it's one of the names that will really go far in boxing, in Ghana boxing, because what he did is special for a boy his age, and what he did against a veteran like Michael Ansar. It's commendable. So congratulations to him, to his team, for pulling that perfect or that performance that he put up at the Bukom Boxing Arena. And big shout outs to the promoters that made this happen, because this is what boxing wants to see. I mean, this particular crowd was promoted, the promotions and everything, the crowd that was at the Bukom Boxing Arena, we have never seen such a crowd like this, since the Isaac Dogbe era. The Bukom Boxing Arena was so packed, was so full, and there were almost an equal amount of the people in the boxing arena waiting outside the arena to get in. Hey, huge congratulations to the 4 promoters that made this happen, because numbers wise, I think this is the biggest event that has happened in Ghana in terms of crowd. In terms of crowd at the Bukom Boxing Arena, I don't want to compare it to the event that happened at the stadium that was between Banku and I'm talking the Banku versus oh, if I remember that the name I'm going to mention, but like that event is different. But if you're comparing the Bukum Boxing Arena standard, the fighter that has had like the most crowd come watch his fight before this fight was Isaac Dogbe. But the fight that happened over the weekend, the crowd that pulled up to want to watch the fight was amazing. That was an amazing crowd, and big shout outs to the promoters for pulling that spectacular event at the Buko Boxing Arena. Even at a point, the sources on the ground was telling me that they didn't even have some where the people were not even like having a place to start. But eventually, everything worked out perfect. So Bukom Boxing Arena is the place for you to go if you want to promote a show in Ghana. Just get in touch with any of the promoters, Alex, or you can also text Boxing Doc because it's also like with promotions with Ace Power Promotions, and any of them will hook you up with the Bukom Boxing Arena. But I'm not here to promote the Bukom Boxing Arena. I'm here to let you know that hey, the show that happened at the Bukom Boxing Arena was superb. If we could have these events happening week on week, or at least twice in a week, twice in a month, I think Ghana boxing is going to go for it. And for the very first time, I saw a very competitive card. You know, like I said, Holy was on the card. He faced the Tanzanian. I haven't talked about it, but I'm going to talk about it very soon. We had like um, another Quay also on the card, who also provided like or gave a very good account of himself. But overall, if I look at the card itself, I think it was perfect. And big congratulations to these four promoters again for making it happen. Now that I have talked about Show Love, who was able to win against Michael Bullet Ansar, my next question is, what is next for Derek for Derek Quay? Because the standard that he has set for himself, if I see the standard, if I look at the fighter that he's beat, I think there are a couple of names that I feel like he would like to fight them. For instance, I think he would like to fight a fighter like Derek, like Alfred Lamte, or he would like to fight like John Lai, because all those guys are sort of in his division, you know, the lightweight division. I think a fight between this guy and these two names that I have mentioned will also be like a very good fight, like for boxing fans. But overall, if you look in Africa, I think Ghana has some of the best lightweight fighters like so far. So if they can get like something working going on for them, I think it would put Derek Quay in a position where I think he will be able to compete for maybe a WBO title or maybe an IBF title. But like on the real, big congratulations for the guy for making it happen, Derek Quay, for becoming the guy that beat one of the most sought after fighter in Ghana. Now from here, I move straight to the camp of Holy Dogbeto. So Holy Dogbeto was also in the news. He defeats Hamidi Samuel, you know, to become the new IBF champion or IBF Continental champion. So congratulations to Holy for securing the win, you know, against Hamadi. Samuel Mate was also in the news. He also secured a win, and then Samuel Quay was also in the news. He defeated Daniel Quay to become like Samuel Quay defeated Daniel Quay by a unanimous decision also at the Bukom Boxing Arena. But the highlights from the Bukom Boxing Arena is this particular highlight where boxing fans for the first time saw all right, so that's how it ends with the Bukom Boxing Arena. Now, let me talk to you about boxing news, the things that are making the news at the moment. So right after Juventus Tank Davis won the fight, one fighter that pulled up at ringside to make his presence known and to let him know that he was chasing the rematch is Ryan Garcia. So Ryan Garcia was at the ringside wearing a shirt that's already had like Tank's like #1 fan, you know, and only for him to turn around for for us to read that behind it. It was like rematch me with a B word, So he went to ringside to make his presence felt and also to let the tongue knows that he's chasing for the rematch. So maybe in the future we would see Ryan Garcia versus Javante Tank Davis rematch. So that's one of the things that are making the news. And also Tyson Fury is also in the news. The rematch between them has been speculated to come up in the last quarter of this year. So probably somewhere around December, November, we might see the rematch between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. The question is, who do you think will win this one? Will Tyson Fury be able to get his revenge, or you think Alexander Usyk is too smart and too intelligent of a fighter for Tyson Fury, and therefore he'll still be the undisputed like champion after he takes the Gypsy King for the second time? Let me know what you think and what you feel in the comment section. Now, the biggest news will be that the Saudis, if I say the Saudi, I'm talking about His Excellency Turkey Al-Ashal, has made a proposal or is thinking of uniting all the promoters, in boxing at the moment. If I say all the promoters, I'm talking about Matchroom, I'm talking about Queensberry, I'm talking about Top Rank, I'm talking about Golden Boy. He wants to put, and of course PBC, he wants to put all of these promoters together and come up with a sort of a league, come up with a league where the boxers will compete against each other. And I think this model will make us see like the best fighting the best, because then they are all under one umbrella, just like the UFC. Will this happen? I don't know. I think time will tell. But the money at stake is we're looking at somewhere around over 500 billion US dollars, and I don't think anybody would want to close his eyes with such money being speculated to be invested into the sports of boxing. And so we'll keep a close eyes on this one, and we'll update boxing fans on how it goes. But yeah, that's the biggest news, the biggest highlights that's coming in from last week as far as boxing news is concerned. So guys, this is how I end the show for today. I really thank you guys for sticking and staying with me. We're almost like hitting the 30 minutes mark. And I want to say that if you have not subscribed to our channel, please make sure you subscribe to us so that anytime you come here to come discuss what's happening in the world of boxing, you will get the update like as soon as possible. Turn the notifications on, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, like us and follow us on on Twitter. Follow us on all the platforms, because we're there and we're going to share everything that you need to know as far as boxing is concerned, especially when a fight happens like this, like what we saw over the weekend between Tank and then Frank Martins. But overall, I think it's been an exciting show, and thanks for sticking and staying with me. I'll be back here, God willing, Monday again with the Monday Boxing Madness. On Friday, catch my colleague who's going to also be on the event. So who's going to host the African Boxing on Max, where he discusses things that is happening in the world. I'll say things happening in boxing, in African boxing. Stick and stay with him. He will also talk to you about the things that are happening in boxing that he thinks like needs to be done in Africa to be able to elevate our sports or our game to the next level. And he's like in the name of Boxing Doc, and he's here every Friday evening. And I'll be back again, God willing, Monday night around the same time, where we'll be discussing boxing and we'll be talking about some of the highlights that will be coming up over the week. This is how I close the curtains for today. It's been a fantastic show, and I really appreciate the fact that you've been able to stick and watch it to this point. Have a very good evening, and until next week, I leave you with a knockout of Javante Tank Davis, and I'll see you next week. Until then, have a very good evening. Bye.